I hear the toilet flush. She laughs. That cheap thing finally went where it belongs. I stand in the doorway of our bathroom. She's washing her hands like she just finished normal evening business. Like she didn't just flush 7 years down the drain. The ring, my grandmother's ring, the one I saved for 8 months to resize, the one she cried over when I proposed, is gone, traveling through pipes toward the city sewer. She meets my eyes in the mirror. No apology, no shock at what she's done, just that smile, the one I've been pretending not to see for months. "What?" she says. "It was hurting my finger." I stand there for 10 minutes after she leaves the bathroom, maybe longer. Time does strange things when your marriage ends in a single flush. Then I call a locksmith and my lawyer. If you've ever had a moment that changed everything in 3 seconds, a sentence, a gesture, a sound, just write that moment below. You're not alone in before and after. The thing is, it wasn't the first time. That's what I keep thinking as I sit on our bed, my bed now, waiting for the locksmith. It wasn't the first disrespect, it was just the loudest. I pull out the shoebox from under my side of the bed, the one Emily never looked in because she assumed it was old tax documents, boring husband things, inside birthday cards from the last 5 years. I open the one from 2 years ago, generic drugstore card. The printed message reads, "To my husband on his birthday." Below it, in her handwriting, Emily. No love, no XOXO, just her name, like a signature on a contract she's obligated to fulfill. The year before that, same thing. "Happy birthday, Emily." I remember asking her about it, gently. "Babe, you okay? The card feels distant." She'd rolled her eyes. "It's a card, David. I'm not Hallmark. I showed up, didn't I?" Yes, she showed up. To the dinner reservation I made, at the restaurant I chose, for the cake I ordered. She showed up like an attendee, not a partner. I find the photo from last year's Christmas party at her firm. We're standing with her colleagues. Her hand rests on my shoulder in the picture. It should look affectionate, but I remember the weight of it now. It wasn't affection. It was balance. She was leaning away toward her coworker, Marcus. No, not Marcus, the tall one, Bradley. My mother saw it before I did. Last Thanksgiving, she pulled me aside while Emily was in the other room. "Honey," she said, her voice careful, "the way you tell someone their dog died, she doesn't see you." "Mom, she's just stressed with work." "She doesn't see you. I've watched her all day. She looks through you, at you sometimes, but never really at you." I'd gotten defensive. "You never liked her." "I liked who you were before her," Mom said, "and that's not the same thing." I thought Mom was jealous, overprotective. I was wrong. The doorbell rings. The locksmith, he's older, maybe 60, drives a van with magnetic signs that read, "Bob's Lock and Key, we're always there when you need us." Bob himself shows up. "So," he says, surveying the front door, "what are we doing tonight?" "Changing all the locks," I tell him. "Front door, back door, garage." He doesn't ask why. Probably sees this once a week. "You got it. Deadbolt too?" "Especially the deadbolt." Bob nods, pulls out his tools, starts working. The drill whirs. Metal shavings fall onto my welcome mat. The one that says "Home Sweet Home" in cursive Emily picked out 3 years ago. I should throw that out too. 25 minutes later, Bob hands me 3 new keys. They're brass, shiny. The edges sharp because no one's worn them down yet. "For people you trust," he says, like he's done this speech before. "Change them out if you need to. No judgment here." I look at the 3 keys in my palm. I think about who I trust. My mom, my best friend Tommy, maybe my sister, but she's always liked Emily, so that's complicated. That's it. 2 people. I can only think of 2. Bob leaves. The new deadbolt clicks when I test it. A solid German-engineered thunk. Not like the old builder-grade lock that rattled when you breathed on it. This one means business. This one says no. I'm still standing there, holding the old keys in one hand and new ones in the other, when Emily's car pulls into the driveway. She tries her key first, doesn't work, tries again. I hear the scraping, key against new metal that doesn't recognize it. She pounds on the door. "David!" Muffled through the wood, but I can hear the shock. "David, open the door!" I open it, but I stand in the frame, blocking. "What the hell did you do?" she says. 2 suitcases sit behind her on the porch. She went somewhere, obviously. She always goes somewhere on Thursdays. "Book club," she calls it. "Change the locks," I say. My voice is calmer than I expected, steady. "You can't do that." I just did. Her face cycles through emotions fast. Shock, confusion, anger, then something I haven't seen before, calculation. She's trying to figure out her next move. That's when her phone rings in her purse. She glances at it, declines the call. But I saw the screen, the contact name, Bradley, office. Office, like the hyphen and the word make it professional, like I can't read subtext. Like I haven't noticed she only works late on Thursdays and every third Friday for the last 18 months. "Who's Bradley?" I ask. "My coworker. Why?" "Why is your coworker calling you at 10 p.m.? "It's a work emergency." She's good. I'll give her that. Doesn't even blink. "David, what is this really about?" "The ring," I say. "You flushed it." For just a second, a fraction of a second, something like guilt flickers across her face, but it's gone before I can be sure it was real. "It was an accident." "You said it was cheap. You said it belonged in the sewer." I was upset. You know I didn't mean it. "Do I?" We stand there, me in the doorway of a home that's feeling less like ours by the second. Her on the porch with suitcases and a phone that keeps buzzing in her purse. Mrs. Patterson from next door is watching from her window. I can see her curtain move. "Let me in," Emily says, quieter now, trying softness. "We can talk about this." "Not tonight. This is my house too." "Then you should have treated it like home." She opens her mouth, closes it. Her phone buzzes again. Same contact. "Bradley, office." She looks at it, looks at me. I see the choice happen in real time. She answers it. "Hey," she says, turning slightly away. Her voice changes, warmer. "No, I'm fine, just dealing with something. Can I call you back?" She hangs up, turns back to me. And here's the thing, she doesn't even pretend to be embarrassed. That's how far gone we are. Some part of me is still hoping for an explanation. A good reason, something that makes this not what it obviously is. Instead, she says, "You're being controlling." I'm being clear. My lawyer will have something to say about this. Mine already did. That lands. I watch her process it. The fact that I'm steps ahead. The fact that this isn't an impulse. This is a decision. She grabs her suitcases. "You'll regret this." "Maybe," I say, "but at least I'll regret my own choices." She leaves. Doesn't say goodbye, doesn't ask about Sophie, who's at my mom's house tonight because Emily said she had that work thing, that book club that isn't a book club. The car door slams, taillights disappear down our street. I close the door. Test the new lock one more time. It holds. I pick up Sophie the next morning. She's 8 years old, all elbows and missing front teeth, and questions about why Mommy wasn't at Grandma's house last night too. "Mommy had work stuff," I tell her. The lie tastes like rust. "She always has work stuff," Sophie says. She's coloring at my mom's kitchen table, not looking at me, just dragging a purple crayon across paper in heavy strokes. "You have work stuff too, but you still come." I don't know what to say to that. My mom gives me a look. The "I told you so" look that's also somehow sad and sympathetic. "Soph, you ready to go home?" I ask. "Can I bring my drawing?" "Of course." She holds it up, and my heart stops. It's a family portrait, the kind kids do in school, stick figures with triangle dresses and circle heads. But this one is different. On the left side of the page, me, alone. In the middle, empty space. On the right side, Emily holding hands with a tall figure, a man, taller than me in the drawing, wearing what looks like a suit. At the bottom, in Sophie's careful cursive, my family now. I kneel down next to her. Sophie, who's this? I point to the tall figure. She doesn't look up from her coloring. Mr. Bradley. The name hits like a fist. How do you know Mr. Bradley? He came to my school play, the one you couldn't come to because of your work meeting. She's still coloring, matter of fact, 8 years old and cataloging the destruction of her family in Crayola wax. Mommy said he was her friend from work. He got me ice cream after. My mom's hand is on my shoulder, squeezing, keeping me upright. Does Mr. Bradley come around a lot? I ask. My voice sounds far away. Sophie finally looks at me. Her eyes are too old for 8. Daddy, why are you asking questions you already know the answers to? I sit in my car in my mom's driveway for 20 minutes after Sophie goes inside to get her backpack. The drawing is on the passenger seat. I can't stop looking at it, the empty space in the middle. That's where I've been living. In the gap between my daughter and my wife. Watching them orbit each other and this man, this Bradley, while I stand on the other side of a divide I didn't know existed. Sophie whispers through the car window. She's back. I didn't even hear her come out. Daddy, is Mr. Bradley why Mommy doesn't hold your hand anymore? She's 8. She's been counting. Marcus Chen's office doesn't look like a divorce lawyer's office. No leather and mahogany, no intimidating law books on shelves, just clean lines, gray walls, and a single framed print that reads, "Document everything." He sees me looking at it. That's not decor, Marcus says. That's the entire strategy. He's younger than I expected, maybe 40, sleeves rolled up, reading glasses perched on his head like he forgot they were there. He slides a legal pad across the desk toward me. Tell me everything. Start with the ring. So I do. The flush. The laugh. That cheap thing finally went where it belongs. The locks. The phone call with Bradley's name. Sophie's drawing. Marcus takes notes. Doesn't interrupt. When I finish, he sets down his pen. How long have you suspected? He asks. I didn't. Not really. I just thought... I stop. I thought she was stressed. Distant. I thought it was me. It usually is us in our heads, Marcus says, not unkind, but reality tends to be more boring and more expensive. He opens a folder. Do you have a prenuptial agreement? We talked about it. Her lawyer suggested it, but Emily refused to sign. Marcus makes a note, underlines something twice. She refused. She said it wasn't romantic. That if we loved each other, we wouldn't need legal protection. And now I'm sitting in a divorce lawyer's office while my wife is probably with her coworker. Marcus leans back in his chair. Here's what we're going to do. Bank statements. I need them all. Credit cards, especially any joint accounts. Phone records if you can get them legally. Emails. Any documentation of her activities. Photos, receipts, anything that shows a pattern. A pattern of what? Marital misconduct. Infidelity affects asset division in this state. More importantly, it affects custody if it demonstrates poor judgment around the child. He pauses. Your daughter met this man. At her school play. Document everything, Marcus says again, tapping the framed print. In divorce, whoever tells the story first with proof wins. He looks at me. Really looks at me. Do you have receipts, David? I think about the shoebox under my bed, the cold birthday cards, the pattern I've been ignoring. I have receipts. Good, Marcus says, because she's going to have excuses. It's 2 a.m. I'm at the kitchen table with 18 months of credit card statements spread across the surface like evidence at a crime scene, which I guess it is, financial infidelity. That's what Marcus called it. I've been married to a stranger. That's what the numbers say. The joint credit card, the one we agreed to use for shared expenses only, tells a story I wasn't part of. I start highlighting: yellow for suspicious, pink for confirmed lies. March 15th, 2024, Riverside Resort, $487. Emily said she was at a conference that weekend. I was home with Sophie, who had the flu. April 3rd, 2024, Bella Vista Restaurant, $203. Our anniversary was April 2nd. We went to Olive Garden, separate checks because she forgot her wallet. April 2024, Cartier Boutique, $2,340. I've never seen Emily wear Cartier. I bought her a bracelet last Christmas from Macy's. She said she loved it. I've never seen her wear that either. May 15th, 2024, Riverside Resort again, $512. June 7th, 2024, Riverside Resort, $498 every third Friday, like clockwork, 18 months of clockwork. I open the Excel sheet, start adding. Hotel charges, $8,164. Restaurants that we never went to, $6,233. Jewelry and gifts, $4,890. Uber charges to addresses I don't recognize, $1,247. Shopping, clothes, shoes, lingerie from stores Emily said were too expensive, $11,456. Miscellaneous charges that make no sense, $14,410. Total, $47,000. $47,000 in joint account charges. Hotel suites every third Friday. Restaurants with wine pairings, a bracelet I never saw. It wasn't an affair, it was a second life. And I paid for it. Here's the question I had to answer, and maybe you have too. Do you stay for potential or leave for peace? Drop 1 for potential, 2 for peace. No judgment. Different battles need different warriors. Marcus refers me to a private investigator. Best in the state, he says. Former FBI, discreet, expensive, worth it. Diane Rodriguez doesn't look like a private investigator. She looks like someone's aunt, someone who'd bring cookies to a potluck and remember your birthday. But when she opens the folder across from me at the coffee shop, her eyes are all business. I've been following your wife for 3 weeks, Diane says. Thursday nights, every third Friday, Sunday afternoons when she says she's at yoga. And you were right. She slides a photo across the table. Emily and a man, tall, good-looking in that generic corporate way. They're outside Riverside Resort. His hand is on her lower back. The timestamp says May 15th, 2024, 7:47 p.m. Another photo, same resort, different date. They're laughing, holding hands. Another, a restaurant. He's feeding her something from his fork. She's smiling the way she used to smile at me years ago, before the birthday cards became signatures. That's Bradley Mitchell, Diane says, senior partner at your wife's firm, married, 2 kids. Wife doesn't know as far as I can tell. How long? Best I can confirm, 18 months, but body language suggests longer. 18 months, a year and a half, while I was making Sophie's lunches and asking Emily about her day and believing her when she said book club and overtime, and you know how it is. There's more, Diane says. She doesn't sound happy about it, slides another photo. This one's different. It's a school, Sophie's school, the spring play. I couldn't go because I had a client meeting that ran late. Emily said she'd take Sophie and send me pictures. In the photo, Emily, Bradley, and Sophie. Bradley's hand is on my daughter's shoulder. Sophie is holding his hand. They're all smiling. The timestamp says April 18th, 2024. The world narrows to a single point. That photo, that hand, my daughter. Page 14, Diane says quietly. I'm sorry. Page 14 was them at Sophie's school play. I wasn't invited because I had work. Bradley's hand was on my daughter's shoulder. In the photo, Sophie looks comfortable with him, like this isn't the first time, like this is normal. I call Tommy at 11 p.m. Don't even say hello, just, she brought him to Sophie's school play. Silence. Then, I'm coming over? Tommy arrives with a 6-pack of beer. We don't drink it. It just sits on the coffee table between us, sweating rings onto the wood Emily always yelled at me for not using coasters on. Funny what matters now. Funny what doesn't. How'd you know? Tommy asks. To change the locks. To call a lawyer. How'd you know it was time? I think about the flush, the laugh, the way she looked at me in the bathroom mirror with something I can finally name, contempt. She showed me who she was, I say. I finally believed her. Tommy nods. He's been through this. Divorced 5 years ago. Different reasons. His ex just fell out of love. No affair, no Bradley. But the same ending. The same dismantling of a life you thought was permanent. You know what the hardest part is? Tommy says. It's not the anger. Anger is fuel. It's the moments you forget. When you wake up and reach for them. When something funny happens and you turn to tell them. When you realize you're mourning someone who's not dead. They're just gone. I'm not crying. Then I am. Not dramatic sobs. Just quiet tears that won't stop. Tommy doesn't say anything. Doesn't tell me it'll be okay. Doesn't tell me I'm better off. Just sits there. Sometimes that's enough. My phone buzzes. Rachel, my childhood friend, lives in Portland now, on video call. Tommy must have texted her. David, she says when I answer. Her face fills the screen. Tell me what you need. I don't know. Then I'll tell you. You need to remember you're not crazy. You need to eat something. You need to let people help you. And you need to stop making excuses for her. I'm not. You are. You've been doing it for years. She's stressed. She's busy. She's dealing with a lot. No, she's making choices, and you get to make choices too. Tommy raises his untouched beer bottle. You don't owe her an explanation. You owe Sophie a father who knows his worth. That's when I finally cry. Really cry. The kind that shakes your whole body. The kind you've been holding back for months, maybe years, because men don't do that. Because husbands are supposed to fix things. Because admitting it hurts feels like admitting you failed. But Tommy just holds my shoulder, and Rachel stays on the call. And nobody tells me to stop. To every man who's been told to man up when his world collapsed, I see you. Drop. If you needed to hear that. Sometimes the bravest thing is admitting it hurt. Emily doesn't go quietly. Of course she doesn't. 3 days after I change the locks, my phone lights up with notifications. Text messages from friends, Facebook alerts. She's posted something. I open it. The post shows a photo of her looking sad. Artistic black and white. The caption reads, "Sometimes the person you'd take a bullet for is behind the trigger. Going through something difficult. Please respect my privacy. Thank you for your support." Within minutes, 43 comments. We're here for you. You deserve better. Stay strong, Queen. My phone rings. Marcus. Don't respond, he says immediately. Don't comment. Don't engage. Document it. Screenshot everything. This is manipulation 101. She's making me look like the bad guy. She's establishing a narrative letter. Our narrative has bank statements. But the texts keep coming. Mutual friends asking if I'm okay. Asking what happened. Asking why I kicked her out. Emily's version is spreading faster than truth. Then the voicemail. I shouldn't listen. I do anyway. David. Her voice is different. Harder. You think you can embarrass me? Make me look bad? You're controlling. You're financially abusive. Everyone knows it now. You monitored my spending. You isolated me. You made me feel worthless. A pause. My lawyer will be in touch. I play it for Marcus the next morning. He listens, takes notes, doesn't react. Financial abuse, he says when it's done. Interesting strategy considering the $47,000 in unauthorized charges. He makes another note. Did you know she opened a second credit card? My stomach drops. What? Marcus slides a document across his desk. Credit card application. My name, my social security number, my signature, except it's not my signature. Close, but the D in David is wrong. I loop mine. This one is straight. $23,000 in charges, Marcus says. Also, joint account, technically, since she forged your signature on the application. Reported it to the credit bureau this morning. It's fraud. She told everyone I was financially abusive. The same week I found the second credit card, $23,000, in my name that I never applied for. Dr. Miranda Wells has kind eyes. That's the first thing I notice when I meet her. Sophie's therapist. Court-ordered evaluation for the custody hearing. She asked me to come in separately before she talks to Sophie. Your daughter is remarkably perceptive, Dr. Wells says. We're in her office. Soft lighting, a box of tissues on every surface. She's also carrying quite a bit. What do you mean? She's been tracking patterns, adult patterns, things an 8-year-old shouldn't have to notice. Dr. Wells opens a folder. With your permission, I'd like to share some of her therapy notes, things she's said, things she's written. I nod, can't speak. Sophie told me she pretends. She pretends she doesn't see her mom lying on the phone. She pretends she doesn't notice when you're sad. She said, pretending is hard work. Dr. Wells looks up. She's 8 years old, David, and she's already an expert at survival. She slides a piece of paper across. Sophie's handwriting, purple gel pen. The journal entry reads, I pretend I don't see mommy lying to daddy on the phone. I pretend I don't hear them fighting when they think I'm asleep. I pretend I don't know Mr. Bradley. Pretending is hard work. I wish I could stop pretending and someone would just tell me the truth. Below it, another entry. If lying is bad, why does mommy do it to daddy all the time? Today, Mr. Bradley came to my soccer game. Mommy said he was just there watching his own kid, but his kids don't play soccer. I checked. Does daddy know mommy lies? I think he knows. I think he pretends too. If you're watching this because you're protecting a child from chaos they can't name, you're already winning. They see your effort. Comment, they see it, if you need that reminder today. Dr. Wells pulls out another drawing, not the one for my mom's house, a new one. This shows a house split down the middle. One side is colorful, me and Sophie. The other side is gray, Emily, alone in shadow. She drew this yesterday, Dr. Wells says. When I asked her what it means, she said, that's how it feels. Daddy's side is safe, mommy's side is confusing. My daughter is 8, and she's been taking notes, recording, protecting herself because the adults in her life couldn't protect her from the truth. Dr. Wells, I say, voice cracking, is she going to be okay? With support, with stability, with honesty? She nods. Yes. Children are resilient, but they need at least one parent who chooses their well-being over their ego. That's you, David. That's already you. The deposition room is smaller than I expected. Beige walls, a single window, a court reporter in the corner, fingers hovering over her stenography machine. Marcus sits next to me. Across the table, Emily, her lawyer, a woman in a sharp suit who looks like she bills $500 an hour, and Bradley Mitchell. Bradley is exactly what the photos suggested. 6'2", tailored suit, wedding ring still on his finger. He won't look at me. Keeps his eyes on the table like the wood grain is fascinating. Emily looks different, thinner, hair pulled back tight. She's wearing the pearls her mother gave her, the serious pearls, she called them. Armor for battle. Her lawyer starts. Mr. Harrison, can you describe your relationship with your wife over the past 2 years? Marcus nods at me. We've practiced this. Distant, I say. She was often absent, emotionally and physically. And did you make efforts to reconnect? I did. Date nights, couples therapy, she refused. I asked repeatedly what was wrong. She said I was imagining things. Emily's lawyer makes a note. Did you monitor her spending? I reviewed our joint account statements, yes, after noticing discrepancies. Discrepancies. She says it like it's a dirty word. What kind of discrepancies? Marcus slides the financial forensics report across the table. $47,000 in 18 months, hotel charges, restaurants, jewelry purchases, all on the joint account, all undisclosed. Emily's lawyer flips through the pages. Her expression doesn't change, but I see her jaw tighten. Mrs. Harrison, Marcus says, turning to Emily, you stated in your counter-filing that your husband was controlling and monitored your every move. Is that correct? Yes, Emily says. Her voice is steady, practiced. Yet you used a joint credit card for personal expenses without disclosure, including hotel stays. Is that correct? Those were work expenses. Work expenses. Marcus pulls out another document. This is a statement from your employer's accounting department. You were reimbursed for all work-related travel. These charges were not submitted for reimbursement. Why? Silence. Mrs. Harrison? I don't recall every transaction from 18 months ago. Marcus slides a photo across the table. Surveillance photo, Emily and Bradley, Riverside Resort. Timestamp May 15th, 2024, 7:47 p.m. Do you recall this? Emily's face doesn't move, but her hand does, reaching for her water glass. The slightest tremor. That's a private moment taken without consent, her lawyer interjects. It's a public hotel parking lot, Marcus replies calmly. Mrs. Harrison, you stated under oath in your initial filing that you were home alone with your daughter on May 15th. This photograph, along with hotel records subpoenaed by the court, shows you checked into room 412 with Mr. Mitchell at 7:47 p.m. You checked out at 11:52 p.m. Can you explain the discrepancy? The court reporter's fingers are flying. Click, click, click of the machine, the only sound. Emily looks at her lawyer. I want a break. That's fine, Marcus says. We have 17 more dates to go through. During the break, Bradley approaches me in the hallway. Emily's inside the conference room with her lawyer. We're alone except for a water cooler and 20 feet of industrial carpet. Look, Bradley says, this isn't personal. I laugh. Can't help it. Not personal? You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You're a coward who sleeps with married women and meets their daughters at school plays. My voice is low, controlled. Does your wife know? Your kids? His face goes white. You wouldn't. I don't have to. Discovery is public record. How long do you think before someone at your firm puts it together? I step closer, not threatening, just present. You didn't just ruin my marriage. You made my daughter pretend. She's 8, and she was keeping your secret. I didn't know. You did. You met her. You held her hand in the photos. You knew. Bradley has nothing to say to that. Good. Neither do I. I walk away. The deposition continues for another 3 hours. Marcus is methodical, date by date, photo by photo, receipt by receipt. Bradley's testimony, given under subpoena, confirms he and Emily have been involved for approximately 22 months. 22 months, almost 2 years, longer than the credit card statements showed. When asked if Sophie knew about the relationship, Bradley says, I met the child at her school play. Mrs. Harrison introduced me as a work colleague. Did you correct that introduction? No. So the child was told a lie to facilitate your affair with her mother? Yes, technically. Marcus lets that sit, doesn't embellish, doesn't need to. The court reporter types it into the record, permanent. Emily's lawyer tries to recover, brings up my controlling behavior, the locked doors, the financial monitoring. Marcus counters with the forged credit card application, with Dr. Wells' evaluation, with Sophie's therapy notes. Your Honor, Emily's lawyer says, we're in front of the judge now, days later, the deposition evidence submitted. My client made mistakes, but she's still the mother. She's been the primary caregiver. Has she? Judge Patricia Thornton looks over her reading glasses. She's in her 60s, seen everything, impressed by nothing. School attendance records show Mrs. Harrison missed 14 parent-teacher conferences over the past 2 years. Mr. Harrison attended all 14. Medical records show Mrs. Harrison missed 3 scheduled pediatric appointments. Mr. Harrison rescheduled and attended. The child's therapy notes indicate she feels safe with her father and confused by her mother. Where's the primary caregiving counselor? Emily's lawyer shuffles papers. Mrs. Harrison was working to provide for the family, while spending $47,000 on an extramarital affair. Judge Thornton closes the folder. I've read Dr. Wells' evaluation. I've read the Guardian ad litem's report. I've spoken to the child privately. This isn't complicated. The judge looks at Sophie's drawing, the one Dr. Wells submitted. The house split in half. Then, at the new one, the one Sophie drew last week, just her and me, holding hands, a big son. Primary physical custody to Mr. Harrison. Mrs. Harrison will have supervised visitation every other weekend, pending completion of family therapy and a stability assessment. We'll reconvene in 6 months to evaluate modification. The gavel falls. That sound, wood on wood, changes everything. Emily stands immediately, starts to leave. Sophie is in the hallway with my mom. The bailiff opens the door. Sophie sees her mother, sees me. She doesn't move toward Emily. She walks to me, takes my hand, doesn't look back. Emily watches this, the choosing, the rejection. For just a moment, I see something in her face. Regret, maybe, loss. But then it's gone. She turns, leaves. Her lawyer follows. Sophie squeezes my hand. Can we go home now, Daddy? Yeah, baby, we can go home. The system doesn't always work, but sometimes, rare times, the truth is loud enough. If you're in the fight right now, drop still standing. I'll respond. So will others. 2 weeks later, I'm loading boxes into my car. We're moving. Not far, 10 minutes from Sophie's school, but away from this house. Away from the bathroom where the ring flushed. Away from the bedroom where I slept next to someone who stopped seeing me years ago. Away from the kitchen table where I spread credit card statements at 2 a.m. and realized my marriage was arithmetic. The new apartment is smaller, 2 bedrooms, 2nd floor, a balcony that overlooks a park. Sophie picked it. That one, Daddy, I can see the swings. I'm carrying the last box when Emily pulls up. She texted earlier, asked if she could get some things. I said, okay. Marcus said to document everything, so I do. Start a voice memo on my phone. It's recording in my pocket. She walks up the driveway. We stand there. This house behind us. 2 people who promised forever and got 7 years instead. I wanted to talk, Emily says, before you leave. Okay. Not here. Too many... She glances at Mrs. Patterson's window. The curtain is definitely moving. Somewhere neutral. We end up in the parking garage downtown. Neutral territory. Concrete and fluorescent lights. Our voices echo. Emily leans against her car. I stay near mine. Distance feels important. I signed the papers, she says. The divorce. It's final next week. I know. Did you ever love me? She asks. Just like that, no preamble. I think about the question. About the girl I met 9 years ago at a friend's barbecue. The one who laughed at my jokes. The one who said yes when I asked her to marry me with my grandmother's ring that I saved 8 months to resize. The one who cried happy tears, or what I thought were happy tears. Yes, I say. That's why this hurt. She looks down, nods. I didn't mean for it to happen. The affair or the contempt? She stops, starts again. I don't know when I stopped seeing you. When you became background, I don't know when that happened. My mother knew. Sophie knew. Even Mrs. Patterson probably knew. I was the last one. I'm sorry, Emily says, and maybe she means it. Maybe she's sorry she got caught. Maybe she's sorry she lost Sophie. Maybe she's sorry for all of it. I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't need to know anymore. Some things can't be replaced, I say. The motif. The one that's been following us through this whole story. The ring, the trust, the years. I pause. I'm one of them. She doesn't have an answer for that. Just stands there, holding her car keys, looking like she wants to say something else. But there's nothing left. We're divorced. Sophie chose. The story is over. Goodbye, Emily. Goodbye. Some doors close gently. This one does. I get in my car. Drive away. Don't look back. The new apartment smells like paint and possibility. Sophie runs from room to room, claiming spaces. This is my room. This is the bathroom. Daddy, you can see the whole park from here. We don't have much furniture yet, just the essentials. But Tommy brought pizza. Rachel video called from Portland to see the place. My mom brought curtains, practical ones that block light for bedtime. Mrs. Patterson even stopped by with a housewarming plant. Aloe vera, she said, resilient, hard to kill, like you two. Sophie is unpacking her art supplies. She's been drawing constantly since the custody hearing, processing, healing in the way kids do, with crayons and construction paper. Daddy, where should I hang this? She holds up her new drawing, not the split house, not the sad family portrait. This one is different. It shows two people, me and Sophie. We're holding hands. There's a huge sun taking up half the page, bright yellow and orange rays spreading everywhere, flowers at our feet, a swing set in the background. At the bottom, in her careful cursive, our happy home. No ring, no locked doors, no empty space in the middle. Just us. The fridge, I say, front and center. She uses 4 magnets to make sure it stays, steps back to admire it. It's perfect, Soph. The sun is bigger in this one, she says, tracing the rays with her finger, because we don't have to share it anymore. I kneel down, pull her into a hug. She smells like kid shampoo and pizza sauce and home. We made it through. I whisper into her hair. Yeah, she says, we did. That night, after Sophie is asleep in her new room with the Parkview window, I sit on the balcony. The city lights spread out below. Somewhere out there, Emily is living a life I'm not part of anymore. Bradley, too, probably still married, still lying, still comfortable with compartments. But here is different. I pull out my phone, take a photo of Sophie's drawing on the fridge, post it with a caption. To everyone who asked how we're doing, this is how. Not perfect, not easy, but honest. And for the first time in years, that's enough. If you have a found family story, the people who stayed when blood or marriage didn't, I want to hear it. Tell me in the comments. We're all building something new. Let's build it together. The comments start immediately. Hundreds of them. Stories of friends who became family. Stories of walking away. Stories of choosing peace over potential. Stories of doors that closed and windows that opened. Someone writes, some things can't be replaced. You're one of them. They're quoting me, quoting the motif, quoting the truth I had to learn the hard way. I smile, close the phone, go inside. Sophie's drawing glows under the kitchen light. Our happy home, no qualifications, no conditions, just a father and daughter and a son so big it doesn't fit on the page. The door was always open, I think, until it wasn't. Now we build new doors, with people who know their worth. I turn off the light. Check on Sophie one more time. She's asleep, clutching the stuffed bear I won her at a carnival 3 years ago, before everything changed. Or maybe everything was always changing. I just finally noticed. Tomorrow, Sophie starts at a new school, closer to the apartment, fresh start. Tomorrow, I meet with Marcus to finalize the last paperwork. Tomorrow, I start the next chapter. But tonight we're exactly where we need to be. Safe, seen, home. The ring is gone. The locks are changed. The marriage is over, but we're still here. And that's the victory. What's your found family story? The people who stayed when blood or marriage didn't? Tell me below, the good stuff. We need more of that. And if this story helped, share it with someone who needs to hear. Some things can't be replaced. You're one of them.